now know a heist at this Cherry Creek shopping center jewelry store last July saw the thieves make off with a whopping $12 million.
They took watches, jewelry, and other valuables, and a suspect has now been identified. Your investigator, Brian Moss, broke this story on air and on our website earlier this afternoon.
Yeah, joins us live now from the Cherry Creek Mall with this breaking story. Is the Hyde Creek Jewelry Store saying anything about this new information, Brian?
Michael, Karen, I did stop in a little bit earlier. I talked to a store manager. She said she was not aware of any arrests in this case and was not familiar with any of the details I told her about. But those details are kind of a doozy at this point. Police are saying a South American theft group dressed up as construction workers cut a hole in a wall to get into the Hyde Park jewelry store here at the Cherry Creek Shopping Center last July. And they spent 8 hours inside the jewelry store before making off with their massive haul. The burglary of the Hyde Park jewelry store at the Cherry Creek Mall took place when the mall was closed last July 21st. But the high-end jeweler and police said little about what happened. But now we've learned this man, Gustavo Salas Ortega, a 33-year-old from Chile with arrests in South America for theft, burglary, and robbery, is suspected in the Hyde Park heist, charged with theft of over $1 million and burglary. 3 months after the heist, here at the jewelry store in the Cherry Creek Mall, the FBI says Salas Ortega and a crew of thieves were involved in another sophisticated heist of a mall jewelry store in New Jersey. In that case, 5 people wearing masks and gloves were seen inside the Millburn, New Jersey mall. Federal investigators described the crew as a South American theft gang and say the crew likely got into the store through the ceiling, stole many items of jewelry, and disabled the store's alarm system. They say Salas Ortega was seen scouting the mall the day before the heist. When they arrested him, they say he was wearing a $10,000 watch that had been stolen from the jewelry store. Federal and Colorado law enforcement authorities now say Salas Ortega and 3 other people pulled a similar heist at the Cherry Creek Mall jewelry store in July. According to new records obtained by CBS News Colorado, the group traveled to Colorado from California, commonly referred to as crime tourism. They scouted the mall on July 17th, then struck on the night of July 21st, cutting through a wall to get into the Hyde Park store. They were wearing hard hats and reflective vests to apparently disguise their true intent. They got into a vault, according to police, smashed display cases, walking away with more than $12 million in valuables. And police say that about 3 hours after that crew got into the jewelry store, an alarm in the Cherry Creek Shopping Center went off. Mall security responded. They looked through a storefront window. They didn't see anything amiss, so they called it a false alarm. Police say the crew stayed inside the jewelry store for another 5 hours before they left. Denver police told us this afternoon they are continuing to investigate this burglary and the other suspects in the case. As for Salas Ortega, he's apparently being detained on the East Coast on immigration violations. I'm Brian Moss, covering Colorado First.
Yeah, at least they got a break in this case. Brian, thank you so much.